A childhood rivalry is now resurrected as Rigor and Vegeta are set to do battle following the events of Vegeta's abuse towards Rigor in the past. On the previous manga chapter video, we've covered the basis as to why Rigor is here and why he feels like he owes it to Vegeta to punish him for all of the pain that Vegeta had caused him in the past, to where now the stage is set and the ultimate battle is about to begin in Malik Studios' new remastered Dragon Ball New Age edition, to where Vegeta is now backed into a corner with no other alternative but to go through Rigor. As once more before we begin, if you are new to this channel and have a love and passion for all things Dragon Ball and anime related, then be sure to go on ahead and smash that subscribe button and turn on all notifications by clicking on the bell icon to never miss a single upload. And if you guys love and enjoy Dragon Ball and cannot wait to see more, then be sure to go on ahead and slap a big fat like down below by giving this video a big thumbs up, along with checking out the official Dragon Ball fan mangas playlist located down in the description box below, to where there you will be able to find all the latest and best Dragon Ball fan mangas created by the community for the community. So be sure to take a minute to go on ahead and check that playlist out located down below. As we kick off Malik Studios' remastered Dragon Ball New Age manga chapter number 3, entitled Rigor's Power True Super Saiyan, with Rigor and Vegeta having to stare each other down, with Vegeta having to say to himself, "What is that? It looks like a Super Saiyan, but it feels so much stronger. And those red eyes, that red aura," indicating the fact that this Super Saiyan form is very different in comparison to what Vegeta had experienced and or have seen before, which is a very different take in comparison to what we've seen before. And as we observe Rigor and Vegeta staring each other down, Rigor makes the first move. As he quickly dashes on in, I love the level of detail in seeing how quickly Rigor throws the first strike against Vegeta, because as Rigor attempts to connect this punch, Vegeta goes on to cry out, "Fast!" And with Vegeta quickly moving out of the way, this has to be one of my personal favorite shots, and that's Vegeta quickly moving out of the way as Rigor smashes his way into the ground, and we can see the landscape, all of the rocks, everything around the surrounding area is essentially blown into pieces. Everything shatters, and by far this has to be my favorite shot, because the second Vegeta moves out of the way, he quickly thinks on his feet as he attempts to knee Rigor in the face, but Rigor is quick enough to catch his attack, which from there we have ourselves a back and forth contest between this Super Saiyan variation of Rigor and Super Saiyan 4 Vegeta, assuming the fact that at this point both of them seem to be holding back. And as they begin to exchange punches, it looks like during the early portions of this battle both of them are even. That is, until we see them both collide in the distance with Rigor's wife having to observe. We then take a look at how Rigor and Vegeta are at a test of strength, with Vegeta visibly having to struggle as Rigor remains calm, as only then we can see, based on Vegeta's expression, that he is indeed having a difficult time, as he goes on to say to himself, What are you?" As Rigor so eerily replies, "Judgment," in knocking Vegeta back so much so to where Vegeta falls back and having to reply, "Judgment? What for?" As Rigor quickly dashes on in, he goes on to reply to Vegeta, "Don't play dumb. You know what I'm talking about." And with Vegeta extending his hand and firing multiple energy blasts at Rigor, what I really enjoy is we see how the blasts are connecting, but despite Vegeta's efforts in keeping Rigor down, Rigor just seems to be tanking all of the attacks as he eventually gets close enough in knocking Vegeta back down to the ground. And what I really enjoy here is that this is such a different take in comparison to what we've gotten before in Dragon Ball New Age, because the older Rigor, I would have to say, was a bit more OP. He was thrashing Vegeta in the older version, but here it looks to be a bit more leveled and it looks to be a bit more balanced, as we do have character growth from both individuals. And with Vegeta having to break his fall, I love how he initially retaliates by firing off another blast directly at Rigor as he's coming towards Vegeta, but the second the blast connects with Rigor's body, there is a massive explosion, assuming that Rigor now had been put down for the count, but Rigor actually emerges from the smoke and debris unscathed. As a matter of fact, he still has a very calm yet serious expression. As he's about to throw a thunderous left hook, he connects with Vegeta momentarily, but to Vegeta's credit, he quickly moves out of the way as he retaliates with an attack of his own that literally rocks Rigor's world. And I really love how Vegeta here is getting some shine, because it's not like you're expecting Rigor to just utterly pummel Vegeta, but this shot alone is so powerful that it rattles Rigor as Vegeta connects with with a right and then with a left. So 2 shots landed by Vegeta, and as soon as Vegeta is about to deliver a third, Rigor so casually catches Vegeta's attack as Vegeta goes on to ask, "Oh?" As only then, Rigor retaliates with an attack of his own. So, like I said before, this fight seems to be back and forth, but with Rigor now seemingly in control, he rocks Vegeta twice as he causes him to hit the ground, and you can tell based on Vegeta's expression, based on his body language, as he's slowly trying to stand back up, Rigor further proceeds to mock Vegeta as he tells him, "You hit harder when we were kids." And this really irritates Vegeta. Even though there are marks on Rigor's face, he's basically mocking Vegeta and letting him know, listen, you are absolute trash compared to what I am capable of. And as Vegeta is slowly standing back up, he goes on to ask, "Is this a game to you?" As Rigor replies, "By no means. Didn't I tell you I wanted you to know that nothing you did would matter? Give me your best shot." As this really angers Vegeta, he goes on to ferociously cry out, "You want my best? Fine!" As only then Vegeta begins to charge up all of his energy in the form of one singular attack, and by no means is Vegeta holding back because he is putting everything he has into this one attack. As only then he goes on to cry out, "Let's see how you like this! Final Shine Attack!" To in which, as this enormous attack is raining down on Rigor, Rigor then begins to raise his energy up more and more and more as finally he connects with the Final Shine Attack by deflecting the attack itself by kicking it directly into the atmosphere. To in which, with one singular kick, he was able to deflect and negate Vegeta's best attack. As we see the Final Shine finally exiting Earth's orbit, Vegeta, who is in utter shock, goes on to respond by stating, "Impossible!" And with both Piccolo and Popo observing this, Piccolo is shaken to his core, as Popo goes on to reply, This is not good." As only then Piccolo cries out, "Popo! Hail the Kaioshin! Son Goku must know about this." As Popo quickly rushes on off, he goes on to tell Piccolo, "Yes!" As everyone else around the world is also feeling the effects of this battle, as Trunks notices this, his assistant goes on to ask, "What's the matter, Trunks?" As Trunks replies, "It's hard to explain." As even Goten inside of the movie theater feels a disturbance on out in the distance, as we go back to Rigor and Vegeta, there is a moment of tension because Vegeta looks rattled and Rigor is absolutely calm. And this is a very bad situation because then Rigor goes on to tell Vegeta, "How does it feel, Vegeta?" As Vegeta is completely taken back, Rigor continues, "How does it feel to face a future you cannot change? A fate you cannot outrun? How does it feel to know that for all your touted might that you are completely, utterly powerless?" And this explains a lot, which hopefully down the line Malik will go as far as to explain Rigor's power, because so casually is Rigor able to contest against the Super Saiyan 4 as he continues to tell Vegeta, "I've borne that very weight for decades, haunted by your cruelty, tormented endlessly by what you've done. So much so that I can never sleep without the visions. I can't remember the last time I slept through the night." As even Rigor's wife begins to show signs of concern, Vegeta then goes on to ask Rigor, "What was it?" As Rigor asks, "What was what?" With Vegeta responding, "You kept bringing it up, and I still don't know why we're fighting. If not what happened on Planet Palm that night, then what? What did I do to make you hate me so?" As Rigor slowly closes his eyes, he proceeds to tell Vegeta, You really don't remember, don't you?" As you can go as far as to feel the tension in the atmosphere as Vegeta is trying to get his answers, Rigor then looks down on his left hand as he recalls the memory of when he had a bloody hand inside of his Saiyan space pod, as he goes on to state, "I suppose I shouldn't be surprised after all. How many lives have you snuffed out without a second thought?" As we observe a small Rigor inside of a Saiyan space pod, he seems to be banging on the window because there seemingly enough looks to be a female that's in distress, and that's what Rigor seems to be focused on. As he continues, "Why would her death have been any different?" As Vegeta asks her, "Who?" As Rigor continues to look down on his hand, he goes on to tell Vegeta, "Decades ago, I made a promise. A promise to a life that you destroyed." As by the end of the manga chapter, it appears that Rigor had in fact lost someone very dear to him as Dragon Ball New Age manga chapter number 3 comes to a close. Now, to my recollection, this version is so much more interesting in comparison to the original, but I do have some concerns and questions. Number one of my major questions here is, what is the Super Saiyan transformation that Rigor is currently using? That is something that I really hope to find out in the next chapter, because I find it fascinating that Vegeta understands that this feels like Super Saiyan, but it's not really Super Saiyan, but yet at the same time, this Super Saiyan transformation is easily able to match Super Saiyan 4 post Dragon Ball GT, which includes the events following the battle against Omega Shenron. So Vegeta had to have gained a significant Zenkai boost up until this point that makes him a lot stronger than before, and Rigor is so casually able to compete against that. So what I really hope to see here is getting more answers as to what this form is, but more or less also seeing if and how Goku's going to be contacted in any kind of way, and seeing what his involvement is going to be in this, because in the original version we had both Vegeta and Goku versus Rigor. So I'm not sure if Malik is going to keep this grounded in having to center this fight solely around Vegeta and Rigor for now, but what I do expect is for manga chapter number 4 to literally blow us out of the water. So again, I do encourage you guys to head on over down below and check out Malik on Twitter. Follow him on Twitter, because through there you guys can join his Discord, you guys can support him on Twitch and all that good stuff, because I think he's a good guy, I think he's a great artist, and I do think that you guys should support his work. So again, thank you all so much for watching, guys. Once more, if you guys are new to this channel, don't forget to go on ahead and smash that subscribe button, slap a big fat like on the video if you guys enjoyed. Also, check out the official Dragon Ball fan mangas playlist located down in the description box below, to where there you will be able to find dozens upon dozens of awesome Dragon Ball fan mangas, including my Discord, in which you guys can also find a link to that down below. Tune back in for the next video. I'm excited to see what happens, because I already know what happens in the original, but the original is so different in comparison to Malik's new ideas with Rigor and his new direction, that I'm really curious as to how he's going to pace himself and what kind of battles we can expect to happen in the future. For me, I do have my own bias and I kind of have an idea as to what's going to happen, but so far it's been a little unpredictable, so I can't wait to see what's going to happen next. But I encourage you guys to go on ahead and check him out. Thank you all so much for watching, guys, once more, and I'll be seeing you all down in the comment section below. Have a great day, guys. Peace.
This is the Galactic Emperor of the Universe, and of course I'm here to tell you to subscribe to UnrealEntGaming.
Also follow UnrealEntGaming on these social media platforms to stay connected at all times. And if you don't, then very soon you will all be dead! Oh, did someone say UnrealEntGaming? Oh my god.
The fuck's up? Put on some clothes!
Well, why don't you put on any clothes?
What? I don't need clothes, but Jesus Christ, that's huge! What, Broly?
Freezer.
Uh-oh.
Prepare to die!